Okay, so guys, good morning. We are starting our class again with some revision today, and we're gonna recap what we have learned so far, right? So with HTML, as I said last time, right, there will be only few elements, correct? But we have to remember, yes. So let's quickly do that, right? Just look at that one, index.html. So you guys don't have to spend too much time, right, looking at the information. Try to go to our GitHub, right? And just do the revision every day, like 1 hour or 30 minutes at least, right? Just look at that quick, just do the quick revision. Okay, so that will help you to like just remember most of the thing, right? Not that one here. So let's go to the HTML part. As I said last time, right, in HTML, very basic. Okay, you have to go through all this reading part, try to understand the new one, right? Whoever has not done, just look at here how the things are structured, right? Read through this. Okay, just read through this, the semantic tag and why we need all the semantic tag, right? The most common used tag. Okay, semantic. So to define a section, what section mean, right? Basically like a box, to create a box where you can add other elements, correct? Like a grouping of element, right? Or we can call it nesting. For nesting, you're gonna need as a box all this element, right? So still missing, there is a header, footer, nav, main, section, div, right? There are like a article, there will be maybe a side, there are a few more, what, two three more, right? But this is enough to make a box. Now to write a text, when you are when you need to display something, right, what we're going to need, we're always going to use heading 1. From heading 1 to heading 6 you have paragraph, span, right, to make, basically to select something inline. Okay, we use span tag, right? ul, li and ol. Okay, that is all about the text. That is what you have to remember. Okay, for form, right, there is something, form, input, button, label, text area. These are the few select, these are the few for the form. Okay, and that's what you practice in the form, right, in FreeCodeCamp. Now for image and a tag, right, that's it. img and a tag, correct, for image and a tag, and horizontal line and line break. So this is all you have. 90% of the time that is what you're going to use. So please practice this, right? Just to, for a box you're going to use this, for text you're going to use all this, for input you're going to use all this, image and a tag. So that is all. Now what is difference between block level and inline element? The block level elements are always start in a new line. Inline elements stay in the same line, right? Like this. The div 1 2 3, these are the block, so they start in a new line. Inline element stay in the same line. See, so you have to check, right, inline and block element. So here the pink one, all is inline element. See, these are the few inline elements we have to remember. But it does not matter, right, inline or block. You have the style to change that. Okay, you can just display, you can make it block, you can make it inline block, or you can make it inline, any element. So you can adjust that if you need, if you have to, right, you can do that. But remember always what is inline element and block element. Now every element is a box, you know that already, right? Just read through this little bit, right? What is, the doc type, why we need the language, en, head, and then the body start, everything will go inside the body, right? Everything go inside the body. So that is, and here is a cat app, right? Somebody has difficulty with cat app, I have added the code here. Okay, so you can just look at here what I will do, right? I'm going to create a body, I'm going to create a main, heading 1. So in heading 1, this is a cat app, but I will take the different theme now, right? Different theme. The theme will be about what, about the my last visit to maybe zoo, right, something. Okay, so just put here whatever you saw. Let's describe about a tiger or something, okay, and have the same element s1, right? I saw a big tiger, right? Something like that. And then, tiger photo. Then you put the comment. You add the paragraph, right? And then you have the link of the tiger. Similarly, like this, right? Okay, section is closed. This is one section. The second section is start, right? The list of things tiger love, right? You put things tiger love, something like a tiger list, right? And then put things tiger love. Similarly, you can get any theme, right? Anything you like, okay? If you like, somebody, right? Some story writer or some painter or some maybe whatever theme you can bring and convert this template into that, right? Okay, you can do that. Just copy this code, put in your VS Code, and look at, see how everything is done, right? And change that with a different theme and practice the same code over and over a couple of times. That's what I asked, right, everyone? So you can do that. Now registration form, same thing, right? Here is a registration form. You practice this couple of times, okay? Try to understand how we start from the form element here, heading 1 paragraph, the form element, then field set and the label and the input and all that, right? You have to practice. You do through, you can work with the VS free code camp, or you can just look at this and practice. But better if you just go through the free code camp, read the materials there, and then keep practicing, right? You just have to do it a couple of times so that you have some idea how to create a form. Okay, so this is a style for the form here, right? Basically for that page. So go back now. This is a simple cake recipe, right? So in this one, you start with the first project, right? Recipe cake index page, something like that. This will be heading 1. You add that, then you add paragraph. Okay, you add paragraph, right? And then after that you go back here and click one of the image, click this, right? And copy the image, right click and copy the image address and put in the image tag, right? So do that. So you add image here. Now you create heading 2, call it ingredients. Now ul tag with li, right? List item. You put all this in the list item inside the ul. Okay, now you put the heading 2 again. Then it will be heading 3. This is heading 3. Okay, then put paragraph, heading 3, paragraph. Then you copy this image, right click, copy the image address and put image, right? When you creating an image, you must make sure you in the figure, then figure image, then figure caption. So there is a caption also, right? This one, okay, add that one. Then heading 2 again and the paragraph. So that's how it is done, right? Up to here you have to do. That project is finished. That is the basic, like using the HTML, just HTML, right? And how to, like add image, some HTML tag in your page. That is the basic project, okay? So similarly, you can do with the tribute page also, right? Right click, open this page and just as add the HTML, right? Like you create a header tag, you have heading 1, paragraph here, then image caption, then heading 2, this will be ul and li, all this, right? Add all that. You can add this in a paragraph, make it, then here is one paragraph you can add this, maybe heading 3, something like that, and finish, right? So no CSS for now. Next will be, now up to here is okay, right? That's fine. So you can do the free code camp projects and all this one. Just read through this, understand. Next we go to CSS, correct? CSS. In CSS, what we have done? So there is a video now, right? Couple of video from our class recorded, okay? Class recording, right? So you can watch this one. Yeah, just read through this. Now the syntax, how to apply CSS, correct? So we all know how to apply CSS. You can create the CSS file. So let's say this is my index page. Once you install this software, right, the VS Code editor, now I can create a project folder. I have index.html, style.css. So, I can go here and just create the page, start the page now, right? This will be what? Let's call it HTML and CSS revision, okay? And I'm going to link my CSS file, right? Just click link dot slash and click this one, right? So it's connected now, okay? So we're going to start, right? Basically, we're going to start working here. So what I said in the beginning, right? Every element is a what? Box. Let's create, starting with the heading one, okay? Learning responsive design is not so hard, okay? Something like that is okay, right? And I'm going to create heading 2 also. So nice to be a web developer and work from home, right? Okay, so let's go live view now, right? Live view. So guys, everyone in your VS Code, okay, what you can do, right? Go to your extension and you add couple of software, okay? You see what I have installed here, right? So you can find a lot of things, but normally you can install is live server. Just look for live server, right? Like that. This is the one, okay? So here you're gonna get install. Right now mine is installed, so I have to uninstall, but just click on install. Like, see, here is install, right? So just click on install, it will install. Then you can click HTML CSS, right? And click install, okay? Then you can click prettier, right? PRE, okay? Prettier. Just click install, okay? Even there is now Visual Studio extension, right? Even you can install, if you don't want to, you can install, this is also fine, okay? This is the latest one. You can install this, right? That is also okay. Now there is 1 million already downloads, so it's getting more popular now. This is the new one. Before used to be this only, right? But it has now ESLint also. But we will check what is prettier ESLint. This is basically used for making your code prettier, right? Like a nice format and all that, okay? You can install Emmet, right? EMMET, this one, okay? Just install that. And that will help to improve your code writing. Like, it will give you the snippets, like remember how I put HTML here, right? By just exclamation like that and enter. So there is more things, like if you need to add text, I can just type lorem ipsum lorem, right, and enter. I will get some text here, see, dummy text, right? So this kind of things helps to, like, just to write our code quick, right? But anyway, you can install all that. Next one, go to setting, right? Setting, and in your auto save, okay, in auto save, just change this one, right? On focus, or maybe make it on window change, right? Like that. Just make it on window change to save your file automatic, okay? Just do that. So that is done now. That is all about the extension and that. So once we have that done, so let's work and display our page in the live server, right? So open with live server. Okay, there is some message. Okay, so now see, it looks something like that, right? What I will do, I will just minimize and let's put in side by side, okay? Side by side. So it looks up. Oh, sorry, I want to bring it by here. Just imagine this is my small tablet, okay? You are watching the website in a small tablet, right? Just imagine that. Okay, so now this is the two element, right? Heading one, and let's make this heading 2. So from here now, right, it's very important. Okay, just try to understand. Every element is a box. Okay, every element is a box, and I can prove now. I have connected the CSS file, right? So I can go here and write CSS. Before that, I will remove the default setting of the browser, right, by removing margin to 0. So padding to 0, right? Okay, save this. You see, now extra margin and padding is gone, right? I can change box sizing also to border box. That is default. Basically, I'll just add to reset my default setting. Now I will select heading 1, right, and give the border 2 pixel solid red. Okay. So now look at, right, just imagine this is the page. Okay, this is the page, and now when I add the border, right, see, that is the border of my element. Basically the box you can see now, right? Let's make it 5 pixel. Okay, so you can see more clearly. See, that is the box. So just imagine every element is a box. Okay, now it up to us, right, how big I can make that element. So if that is the box, I can give a width of 200 pixel. If I do that, right, see, that box is 200 pixel. So now you see the space on here on the right side. That is what I said, right? Everything outside is margin. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the heading 2 also, right? I will copy, and you're gonna understand what is margin and padding here, and what is border, right? So look at that. Because the same size, I'm gonna change the color, make it something like a different color. What color I can give? Oh, it does not look good, right? Okay, let's make it maybe orange or blue, right? Okay, all right. So see now the block element, right, they both are block element. That's why they start in a new line. Okay, but their border, they are touching each other. See, now you can understand, right, the margin and padding. I'll just make little different in size like this, right? Okay, so the heading 2 box is 300 and heading 1 is 200. So the margin, right, the margin, if I go here, right, and I say margin top means what? Above, right? 10 or 20 pixel. See, 20 pixel it move, just 20 pixel, right? You can do the same thing, right, on the left, right. But how margin work? Outside of box, on the all sides. So margin top, margin right, margin bottom, margin left. That's how margin work. Okay, so if I go back here and I say margin, right, on the left side, so margin top will be, let's say, 20 pixel. If I do this, I mean, there will be margin all side, right? But see, there is 20 pixel margin on all side now. Okay, but see, you don't see 40 pixel here, right? Why? That is called margin collapse. Means if there is same size of margin on the bottom, because the bottom element has margin also, right, on the top, and the top element also has margin, so they will just take the one, the highest one. Okay, if I put here, right, 30 pixel, that will be applied. This is all 30 pixel. Okay, so that is the margin, right, outside the box. You guys know already, margin top, margin right, bottom left. Okay, what is padding now, right? What is padding? So let's give a padding to the first one, right? So I will make padding of 50 pixel top and bottom, and left and right maybe 20 pixel. Save now. Look at that. The padding is what? The space inside the box. See, this is the text, right? This is the text. So the outside of text and the border, right, there is some space now. The space, that is a padding. Okay, that is a padding. So always now when you just doing some style, right, and you guys start adding like a width, padding, margin, just remember what is necessary. You have to understand, right, what you are adding. That level of thinking you have to develop now, and that will just come after a lot of practice, right? When you start practicing all these challenges, you will realize, okay, but so we must understand what is padding, what is margin, and what is border. Okay, even here, if I go back, right, and I just give a padding of top, let's give padding of top maybe 50 pixel. See, this is just on the top side, right? Top side. I can give it padding of bottom also, right? Padding of bottom 50 pixels. See? Now there is a space. The text is there, right? But the 50 pixel on the top, 50 pixel on the bottom, that is padding. You can do the left and right also, right? So padding left will be 20 pixel. Let's give it left side. So now see on the left side there is 20 pixels. See, and even in the right side, right, I can make it padding right. I can do it 20 pixel. See, now there is space on the right side. So you have to just look at, right, if you need space inside or outside. So normally what you're gonna do, right, you have to make the box big, right? You have to increase the height of the box. Then don't give height, okay? Don't, normally you don't put height, right? You just use padding because you just want to increase the box, right, the height wise. Then just give the padding. You don't have to, sometimes, right, in case of image you want to have this fixed size of image, right? Yeah, you can use the height, is okay, but normally in the text or the box, right, don't use height. Okay, so we will use padding, right? Okay, so now next one now, right, let's okay, so let's create something simple what we have learned so far. What I will do now, right, I'm going to create one container here called section, right? Okay, and this is going to have a heading one. So I'll just copy this heading one. Then I'm going to have paragraph. Yeah, see, and then I'll just add button, right? Button. Yes, like that, right? Even I can use a tag for a button, is okay. Both are inline element. You just have to use CSS to fix the issue, right? So just let's see how it looks now. So yeah, okay, it looks something like this. So what I will do for now, right, I'm going to remove this two. Okay, you understand already. I'm going to remove that too, or I'll just comment this out for now, right? Let's comment this out. But the problem is, even my, because of my CSS, right, it will, it's gonna work, it will just take effect here. So I have to either delete this CSS or comment this out as well, right? So I can just comment. What is comment? The code will be there, but it will not do any effect, right? There is no effect of this code when you just add in the comment. So you have HTML comment, HTML comment will be something like this, correct? See, that is HTML comment, right? All right. So now, right, how you gonna apply, let's say you need a background color, okay, and how you gonna center this text, how you gonna center, how you gonna add background color and all that. So here in the section, right, you can add a background color, is okay. Just select the section. How we select? Any element, call the name or class, right? This is the name selection. We can add a class name also, right, or ID. Just call class and call it hero section, right? Hero. Okay, like that. So that I can select class with dot, right? just call it dot here, dot hero. Now I'm going to give background color, right? Background color of steel blue. That's fine. So it looks something like this. See that there is a background color already. Yeah, I want my box to be little big, right? I want my box to be big. So what I can do? Let's put a padding of 50 pixel, top and bottom, but left and right 0. I don't want anything. See, so it looks something like this now. So there is a space inside the box, inside the section. Okay. All right. So now I want to center this, right? I want my text to be 80% of my screen size. So how I can do that, right? If I do width here, width of 80%, so what gonna happen, right? See, now my section is 80% and I don't have background here, right? My section is 80% now because I added what? I added width 80%, and that it does not looks good, because I want a background all the way. So what is my solution now? So I have a background in the parent, right? That is okay. I have a background in parent. Okay, this is the parent. Why not I just add one div here, right? And call it class of container, or maybe wrapper, right? Container, and bring all this down to the, just wrap everything inside the container. Okay. Now I can do anything with this container. Let's try now, right? Let's try. Okay. Oops, why it's not saving? So I can just select container, right? And I can say, I just bring this width now, width to here in the container, and see what happened, right? See, I have a background already, right? I have a background, but I also have a width of what? If I put a border, 3 pixel solid red, look at that. My container is 80%, but it is inside the section. Okay, so I have a background and height and everything. See, it does not affect my this text, right? This text will be 80% now all the time. See that? But I can center this text now, right? Easily, because there is a margin. See that there is a margin on the right side. If I increase this, see, it will be always 80% of the screen size. See, 80% of the screen size. So there is 20% gap on the right side. So this is the margin, right? That's the margin. And how can I change that margin? How I can change that margin? So my container is 80%. I can give margin now, right? Margin. The top and bottom, I don't want. I have space already here, 50 pixel top and bottom. But left and right, there is 0, right? But I can achieve that by here. I will just put auto, right? So 10% on the left and 10% on the right. Look at that, 10% on the left and 10% on the right. See, it get in the center. So I can improve this more, right? I can improve by adding max width, because what I'm saying, if my screen is more than, let's say, 1020 pixel, then I don't want to grow my container. So my container should always be 1020 pixel, not more than that. But in a small screen, right, I want to be 80%. Okay, so in a small screen, like in mobile or something, I want 80%. See, always 80%. That is 80%. Okay, 80%. But if I go more than 1300, 1100, it stop now. It will not grow, right? It will not gonna grow. It stop there. Okay, it stop. Container is stop now. See, but below 11 or 1020, it will shrink to 80%. It will just 80% of the screen size always. See, okay. So that is what you have to understand. So we always need a container, right, to make consistence, okay, like give the fixed size to all our section. If I have many section here, I'm going to put container inside there, right, and then I'm going to put all the text inside the container. Okay. One more thing, right, I want to have this text only half of my container. So what should I do now? So that is the point, right? I want my all this text the half of the container. Okay, so either I select h1 paragraph and button, give it 50% width, or I just wrap in the new div, right, and give a class name of hero text maybe. Yeah, and I will just wrap everything inside this div. See, now I'm going to select this hero text, CSS, right, go to the CSS. Oh, why is not saving? Let me go back. I think something I did mistake on window change, right, but I'm changing still. Okay, let's put it on the focus change, right, let's see. Yeah, so just keep it in the focus change, guys. Don't put window change, right, focus change. Okay, so that is fine. Even I always get forget. Okay, that is sometimes window change. Window change means maybe I'm changing this window from one to another, right, then only it gonna save. But focus means when you click on the this one, right, or here, it will save automatic. Okay, so hero text here dot hero text. Now I'll just give width, right, width of 50%, and look at here. Now all this is 50% of the container. Container is always same size, 10 20 pixel or 80%. But now my hero text will be 50% of the container. So if I make container small, still it will be 50%. Okay, but we're gonna fix later, right, when our size drop in responsive design, when size drop to 800 pixel or 1000 pixel, we're gonna make this take 80%, 90% like that. Okay, we're gonna change that, but for now just see how things are working, right? Okay. So you have to understand that part. What else we can do now? So you have this heading one, you can style all this now, right? You have button, so you just select heading one, give the whatever style you want, right? Font family, maybe, just select whatever you want. Font size 48 pixel. Now you want to have space, below, right? So when I make a big font size, it looks something like this. So you want also space below that. So let's say margin, so outside of heading one, that is margin bottom, let's make it 16 pixel. So there is gap now, but we can fix this one, right, by, okay, let's add the color also, right? So hero text has a color of white. Okay, white, right? Nearest parent, you can give the color, so it's all white now. See, it looks better, but this one is a inline element, so we have to apply to the button itself later, right? So now let's see, there is so much gap between the line, right? So what we can do, let's make this around 60%, and line height, right, line height, make it around 46 pixel. Oh, sorry, 46, right, similar to the size. Okay, almost close to the size. So it's okay. Now let's check the paragraph, keep some gap below, right? So you can say p tag and margin bottom, make it maybe 20 pixel. Okay, so there is gap. Now you select the button, right, and give background color of this one. Yeah, So it looks something like that. This is a button tag, right? So it has a border, okay, border. So let's remove that border, right? I will minimize and let's type side by side, okay? So let's put a border now. Border, make it none. So I said every element is a box, right? So we can give a padding, okay? Padding 8 pixel left and right. Oh, sorry, top and bottom. 16 pixel left and right. So it looks something like this. This is inline element. So let's make it display inline block, right? Display inline block. Inline block. You can do that also. That's fine. And now you can change font, right? Font. Okay, not no font, but let's change the font size. Okay, font size. How much we can put? Around 21 pixel. Yeah. You can transfer this text to uppercase also, right? That is text transform. Transform to text transform, right? To uppercase. So capitalize, lowercase, up. Let's make it uppercase. You can make the border radius, right? To rounded. So you can give around 33 pixel, maybe is okay. Something like that. You can add cursor, right? Cursor to pointer also. So when you bring the mouse here, it will be like a click kind of thing. But you see, you can change all this, right? I mean, this is just one sample. You can make this maybe 6 and really small, around 10. Okay. Now, so that's how it work, right? That's how you have to do. So you will be able to control anything, okay? You will be able to control anything with this. So what I will do, I will stop this and we're going to start the next video recording. Okay, so let's see, let's stop and you guys can ask me question for now, right?